Hi, I'm Dr. Anglen, and this video segment is on cholesterol. Please follow me on Facebook at Longevity, Strength, and Health. I'm going to be reading primarily from this book. It's called Achieving Balance Through Internal Diagnostics, Nutrition, and Meridian Therapy and Acupuncture. Recently, a doctor I know who has $1 million practice in functional medicine where he uses primarily nutrition to help people heal and get better, read this book and said it was really good. It was written by a guy named Dr. Anglen. Oh, that's me. It was in 1997. I still consider what's in it to be very accurate. Some things have changed. With cholesterol, I'm just going to throw this out there now and give you the nugget. The best thing that I've seen for most people is called policosanol. Policosanol, policosanol. I saw it work with very few side effects. The optimal dose seems to be 20 milligrams, and in studies they've done, taking 40 milligrams doesn't seem to help anymore. Yet 20 milligrams worked for everybody in the study better than 10 milligrams. So 20 milligrams seems to be the optimal dose. And it's very, very, very important that your policosanol is made from sugar cane. They don't know why. They compared it to policosanol made from wheat, and people didn't have the beneficial effect. The last time I reviewed the data, the research, they couldn't say why, but it is, and it's significant. So 20 milligrams of policosanol made from sugar cane. And one of the big benefits from policosanol is it reduces intimal thickening. In your artery, you have 3 layers, boop, boop, boop. The tunica externa, which is very tough, the tunica media or the tunica muscularis, which is muscular and can cause the artery to constrict or expand, and the tunica intima, which is like coating, kind of like Teflon, to make blood cells, red blood cells, slippery, so they'll slip through the artery coming out of your heart into your brain and your body without sticking. Really important. We're going to talk about how cholesterol ties into that. Policosanol to lower cholesterol. Low cholesterol is not the only problem. In this book, one thing that I cover, here's different blood tests like cholesterol, triglycerides, glucose, sodium, potassium, chloride, CO2, blood urea nitrogen, creatinine, uric acid, calcium, etc. All these blood tests that we commonly get on normal blood tests. And it gives what are called the optimal levels, which I learned when I took some courses. Most labs calculate their lab ranges on a lot of their tests by averaging out all the blood work they get. The trouble is, most people who are getting blood work done are sick or on medicine. They're not healthy. What we want to know is, what should healthy people's blood look like? And many years ago, some experts in health, not experts in treating sickness, but in getting people healthy, established these optimal levels. And for example, cholesterol, the optimal level, 150 to 180, and I still consider it that accurate. Now here's a recent blood test of mine, and it said good cholesterol is anything less than 200. So what if my cholesterol was 12? Is that good? No, that's really bad. Cholesterol's not a poison. You need cholesterol to make all your steroid hormones, which is testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, which is your main stress hormone. You need those hormones. And they're made from cholesterol. They're steroid hormones, cholesteroid. And so our steroid hormones tend to be higher in the morning. It's like a cup of coffee our body produces, some good testosterone to wake us up. So our cholesterol levels kind of rise during the nighttime to help make these steroid hormones for morning. Our cell walls are made, this bilipid layer has cholesterol to make up the tissue walls. There's 2 types of strokes: hemorrhagic, where you bleed, the blood vessel blows open and you bleed, and occlusive, where cholesterol builds up and clogs the artery like a clogged toilet, and blood can't go through it. In the United States, occlusive strokes are more common. And cholesterol, and that's because we have too much cholesterol in our blood in the United States because of our diet. Now, it's not eating cholesterol that raises our cholesterol. It's eating trans-saturated fatty acids. Vegans, I don't know how you pronounce it, vegetarians, who eat nothing but plants, they have cholesterol because you need cholesterol, again, to make hormones and to make your cells healthy. But they don't eat any cholesterol. There's no cholesterol in a plant. Cholesterol is only in animal products. But eating cholesterol won't raise your cholesterol. It's what's called trans-saturated fatty acids. I'm not going to go into the biochemistry of that right now. In Japan, they eat very low trans-saturated fatty acids, or at least the traditional diet is very low in that. But everybody around the world is becoming more like the United States, which is good in some ways, really sucky in other ways. Our standard American diet is one of the ways it's sucky. But on a traditional diet, many Japanese cholesterol is below 150, and they tend to have more hemorrhagic strokes. At least the last time I looked at the data, which is a while back. That may have changed now that they enjoy McDonald's or fast food. Anyway, so here's the optimal levels of a lot of blood tests. If you were to buy this book, it's a good book apparently. It would give you those. Some conditions can cause cholesterol to go high and low. It can go high when someone has hypothyroidism, low thyroid, diabetes, a poor diet, liver irritation. Cholesterol is made primarily in the liver. If you have high cholesterol, something's going on with your liver, probably. There's some other conditions listed here. Low cholesterol can come from severe liver disease, an underactive liver, endurance exercise, hyperthyroidism or an overactive thyroid, acute illnesses and infections. If cholesterol goes below 140, some people in functional medicine believes it's a very bad sign. So just because your cholesterol is below 200 isn't necessarily good. And it doesn't mean you won't clog up either. David Letterman, I believe it was 1998, had 5 clogged heart arteries, had a heart attack. They had to go in and roto-rooter his heart arteries out. And he was running 5 miles a day, if I remember right. And he ate a really good diet. And I believe his cholesterol was like 154 at the highest. I remember, but that was a long time ago. But I read very carefully about it, looked at his team of surgeons. So you can have low cholesterol and still clog up. And that's because that tunica intima, that inner lining kind of like a Teflon material to make it slippery so your blood slips through your arteries, if it gets rough, if it gets damaged, your body will try to repair it. If it doesn't have what it needs to repair that, it will use cholesterol to kind of fill in the cracks like wood putty to just try to smooth it out. But it's not what it really should fill in with. And so the cholesterol can start building up on the arteries when there's pitting. And I'm going to give you some recommendations in part 2 of this video that can help repair those artery damages better. So cholesterol is not a poison. Cholesterol is a good thing for our tissues and for our hormones. We want it in an optimal range. Many blood labs have these huge ranges, or these ranges that are very slanted, like just anything under 200. That's probably good for Americans because of our type of diet. Not good for people if it gets too low. It's not. You want some cholesterol. So there's an optimal range. I'm saying and suggesting, because of what I've learned, it's between 150 and 180. I think that's still accurate. There's things that can go on with our body that can cause cholesterol to go up and down. And so you also have to try to fix those imbalances. And sometimes you need medicine. I mean, sometimes you got to have insulin for diabetes, especially type 1 diabetes. Got to have insulin. Got to have some medical care. Sometimes with thyroid problems, got to have medical care. This isn't meant to replace medicine, but it is meant to fix underlying biochemical processes that medicine isn't addressing. And medicine is for getting sick people, keeping them alive, sick people alive. We're talking about being healthy. So what cholesterol is in a nutshell, what an optimal level is on a blood test, things that can screw it up. And what I consider the number one thing to lower cholesterol nutritionally, polycosanol, 20 milligrams a day. I'm going to discuss other things that